Yeah, no problem, James.
How are
I'm just
you?
glad to be here with you. Just fine, thank you.
Well, we have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. And go ahead and give me a little bit of an introduction on yourself, my friend. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
Okay, my name is Frank Felice, and I'm the author of Your Mind the Computer, Your Body the Car. It's a success book,
It's
and
a
it's based on the
success book.
concept of the mind being like a computer and the body like a car. Now, the reason I wrote the book is simply, James, because I was tired of seeing people struggling in life to achieve their dreams. And
So,
achieving success in life
yes.
is not as hard as it seems.
So what is the what was the whole reason why you decided to write this book, my friend?
Well, like I said, I was tired of seeing people struggling in life. I spoke to a lot of people, a lot of different people, and I would always ask them their opinion. That if they could go back to being 20 years old, what would they change? What would they do different? And a lot of them would say, I wouldn't make the same mistakes I made before, or I
Yes.
would make different choices. Yeah, and what I learned was that there are only 5 areas which will determine our future happiness and success in life.
Okay.
Number one, it's health. Because without good health, nothing else becomes, real. Everything becomes much harder. Number two, career. Because the career one chooses in life will determine just how much financial fuel we will have in life. Kind of like a gas tank when it's full compared to an empty one.
Okay.
And then love. Love is a tricky one. It's like opening up a Pandora's box. But with the right information, there's no reason for one not to find the perfect match in one's love life. Spiritual matters. This is and this is something that a lot of people will find important who are spiritually inclined. As almost everything that exists in life, James, has a spiritual foundation and an energy behind it. Like we know the wind exists, but we can't see it, but it's there. Atoms and molecules, etc. Now, the fifth one is variables. That's the fifth area of life that's important to know. Variables is just about being proactive in life instead of reactive. It fills the cracks of everything else and provides a great level of protection. For example, you look both ways when the traffic light turns green, only
Yes.
to find
Yes.
that some selfish person is running a red light. So you hit the brakes in order to avoid a serious accident. That's an example of variables, a small example. Yeah. So that's basically why I wrote the book to help people.
Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big broadcast. So this book, incredibly well written. Talk to me a little bit about your writing process for this book.
Well, the writing process simply because I'm a very, very strong believer in God. I was raised kind of, I didn't have a father, so I was raised kind of on the streets, without any guidance, and I had to learn everything the hard way. So I learned that knowledge is simply education. And when learning is combined with action, it becomes true power. And together they become a great level of success in life if you put everything together. Yeah. By the way, the culprit, James, in life that detains people from achieving great success in life is a lack of personal knowledge in life in one or more of the 5 important areas.
Okay. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. So, what are some of your goals for this book, my friend?
Well, just to help people, like one young man, I'll give you a little example, a small example of something that happened to me years back when I was barely starting to write the book. I met a young man on a bus. I took a Greyhound bus down to the Rio Grande Valley in Texas, and I was coming back up at night, and I wanted to sleep. So I went ahead and went to the last seat in the bus, which is kind of like a place where you can lie down and take a nap.
Okay.
And I saw a young guy walking up to the front of the bus, and I said, "Oh my God!" I said, "Hey, I hope he doesn't come back here." And no, sure enough, he comes straight at me.
Of course he did.
Yeah. And then he says, "What was going on?" I said, "Oh, nothing much." I said, "I'm not going to get no sleep with this guy." And sure enough, he was only about 16, 17 years old. He was a teenager. And he started talking to me, and he says, "Well, when I get back to Austin, I'm going to go ahead and start gangbanging. I'm going to go ahead and start doing hard drugs and drinking and all this stuff."
Jesus.
And I said, "Well, yeah." I said, "Well, really?" I said, "Well, let me tell you what's in store for you." So I went ahead and used, my knowledge to say, okay, this is what you're going to face. You're going to face a life that's going to be full of sadness, danger. You
Yes.
may end up crippled. You may end up addicted to drugs. You know, you may end up dead. Simple as that. I said, in prison. So that's really what's waiting in store for you. I said, you need to go to school and do something with your life. That's the best thing you can do. Stay away from the bad life. So then, about a year later, I met him on a bus, walking in South Africa.
Okay.
And we were walking. I was walking down the street, and all of a sudden I met this young guy, and he said, "You remember me?" And I said, "No, not really." So don't you remember a long time ago you said you gave to invite a young person on the bus, and you told me about the good and the bad side of life. And I said, "Yeah, I remember that." I said, "Well, guess what? I'm going to school now, making sure A's, and soon I'll be going to college." So it was great.
Fantastic. Fantastic. We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program, talking a little bit about his latest book. So, what do you want readers to take away from your writing of this book?
Okay. First thing I want them to take away is that this is not a rah, rah, rah pep talk book. It is a universal workbook designed to help people achieve a great level of success, perhaps beyond their wildest dreams, James. And also the book leaves no stone unturned in innovative techniques and strategies to use to achieve that success. The book was born out of 50 years of personal experience of many people, and it covers all the conscious, subconscious pitfalls one can face in life so as to avoid the problems and obstacles that many people face in life, in the five main areas, of course. The book is simple, yet extremely powerful, and it's like connecting a flash drive with 50 years of developed experience into one's own life. That's what the book is for the reader.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. So, where can people find you on social media if they've bought the book or planning on buying the book and they want to correspond with you? How do they do that exactly?
Well, they can look me up on Facebook if they have a Facebook account. We're in the midst of setting up a new website, but my email, okay, if they need it, is fsolis, S-O-L-I-S, at fast, F-A-S-T, mail, M-A-I-L, .us. Right. And soon the new website will be out, which is really great. Oh, James, by the way, one side effect from studying this book is that it makes the person who learns and applies the teachings within much smarter and formidable in life, especially a young person. It can make a young person look like a genius because it teaches you everything about life. There are a lot of stories, James, on and stuff like that for young people to excel in.
We have got a great guest with us today. He joins us live here on our big program. So, your book is amazing. What is your next thing? Are you writing another book? What's next for you as an author?
I'm doing urban fantasy, which is called Hechicero. It's a cool one. It's about a young Mexican-American superhero who has two friends who hang with him. One is a young archangel from heaven, and the other one's a little devil from hell. And they join forces against the criminal element here in the United States. That's a really cool book, The Great Urban Fantasy. And I also have written a poem book, The Spanish Rose, which is love and romance and all that good stuff type of book. It has a bunch of poems, 50 poems, I believe. So I also do T-shirts. I'm opening up a T-shirt shop right now. It's called Frankie Diamond, and it's on redbubble.com. So I'm pretty busy with everything. Hopefully, I hope to get into film and be able to turn some of my stories into film, which is going to be really cool.
Well, you have been amazing. Thanks for making some time for us today. Thanks for chatting with us. Before we let you go, how do people get your book, my friend?
Anywhere on the web. All you got to do is Google your mind the computer, your body the car, and it's going to show up on Google, it's going to show up on Amazon, it's going to show up on Apple, everywhere. It's a fantastic book. And if they need or know someone that needs a book that will help them in life, then I strongly suggest that that's the book to get, because it doesn't play around, and it's simple, but it's very powerful and very effective for helping a young person's life or an older person like ourselves.
Fantastic. Well, I appreciate it. Thanks for making some time. We will talk to you soon. Thank you, sir.
Well, thank you, James. I appreciate it.
Appreciate
Bye-bye.
it, my friend. There he goes. And that is that. We are going to take a brief time out here. And when we come back, we have got more coming up.
Attention, people.